Hi, my name is Kelsey Brumley. How are you today?
I'm okay.
That's good to hear. I just want to start out by telling you that anything that you say in this office is completely confidential, and the only way that I will tell somebody is if you are causing harm to yourself or to others. You understand that? All right, good. So I've talked to your teachers, and they have told me that you've had a pretty good year so far. So I want to congratulate you on that. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been kind of rough though.
it's been rough. Are there any reasons why your year's been so rough?
I just don't have any friends and I just don't seem to fit in. I kind of stand out. People just stare at me for what I wear and I don't have what they have, so they just judge me, I feel like.
Okay. Is your schoolwork complicated, or is anything necessarily too hard for you at school?
No, I get stressed out and I'm anxious and it's hard for me to focus and therefore I can't remember my homework assignments and I don't have anything to write them in, so I just get zeros. So I have bad grades.
Well, what if we get you a planner that maybe you could write down all your assignments in and write down your feelings about that day, and maybe that will help you keep track of what assignments you have due.
Yeah,
Yeah?
might work. I don't know, but I lose a lot of stuff, so I don't know if I would keep up with it, but I could try.
Yeah, well, we'll start with it for a few weeks, and if you keep up with it after a few weeks, then we'll just keep it that. But if you lose it, then we'll have to think of a different way for you to keep track of your assignments.
Okay, I think that might work.
Okay. Well, earlier you said you get anxious around people. Is there any reason why that happens?
I just, I don't like people looking at me and I just get nervous and I feel like I need to say something to them when they just stare at me, so.
Have you ever actually confronted these people about your feelings?
Yeah, it didn't end very well.
No. What happened with it?
I walked up to them and I confronted them about it and we ended up getting in a fight and there was more of them than me, so they ganged me and they beat me up really bad. And they put me in a closet by myself and it was dark and scary. And then the janitor found me and took me to the nurse.
Well, that must have been very traumatic for you. Have you ever told anybody about this?
No, yeah, no, I didn't actually tell until I had to. My mom saw me the next morning from strap work and she kind of made me tell her.
Okay. So your mom works a lot then? Is she not home a lot?
No, my mom works all the time. My dad's in jail, so I don't really have parents. I have my mom, but she tries, but she has to work.
Okay. So do you feel like your parents not being there actually makes you act out more and not really be cooperative in the school setting sometimes?
Yeah, because I feel like I need help. Like I need attention from other people, and I don't get it from my mom, so I get it however I can.
Okay, well, you gotta remember that some attention necessarily isn't very good. You're searching for bad attention. What you need to be searching is for the good attention that people can give you. And you get that by maybe joining a club or a soccer team or volleyball team or something like that. And then you get praise from the coaches and from other players that is necessarily good attention. So,
Yeah.
are there any interests that you like at school or anything?
Well, not really, but I like volleyball kind of because my gym class we play it, and we're playing it this month, and the girls on the team play on that little team we're playing on, and they're nice. So I feel like they'd be nice if I joined.
Yeah, so do you know the coach maybe who does the volleyball team?
Yeah, actually, it's one of the teachers that I like. I don't really like many teachers there because they're just rude, but
Yeah. So I think you'd be very, very good at volleyball because you're tall and athletic, so I think that's a good idea for you.
thanks.
Well, back to your fight that happened in the school. You said that you got locked in a closet
Yeah.
and the janitor found you.
Yeah.
Was that very traumatic, and does that affect you now, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit. I just think about it a lot, and my dad in jail. I don't like to visit him much.
Is there any reason why you don't like to visit him? Does it make you sad or scared or anxious?
When I go to see him, I see him in a room by himself locked up, and that's how I felt when I was in the closet, and it reminds me of that, so it scares me. I don't like it.
Okay. Well, is there any way that you could maybe go talk to him more and let him make you feel secure about being in jail, that lets you tell him that he's okay?
I just don't like to go see him. I don't see him much.
Does your mom take you to go see him?
No, my mom and dad don't get along, and my mom doesn't really like me see him, so that makes me more anxious about it, because I don't like to go places alone.
Okay. Does that have to do with your father, maybe?
Yeah, I just don't like to see him in there by himself, and I think of me in that closet by myself, and it just freaks me out, so I don't like to do it.
Okay, that's understandable. I understand that. Do these feelings of being scared and alone make you aggressive and want to act out a lot?
Yeah, I've had some outbursts over the year of like anger. I just couldn't control it, and it just helped me to like hit people. Helps me to kick people and stuff.
Well, have you ever thought about maybe joining a class or a team of like kickboxing or boxing that could help you let out your aggression on something else instead of actual people?
No, but now that you said it, it could be a good option. We have a YMCA close to my house, so I could probably walk there.
Well, how about we get your mother in here when she's free, and we could talk about maybe sign you up for class or seeing your transportation to get there. Would that be okay with you if we brought her in here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we'll set that up after class and after our session and see if that would work for you.
Okay.
So, do you think that writing your assignments down and playing volleyball and going to these kickboxing class will help you improve?
Maybe. I don't know, I hope that I can make some friends, because I don't really have many friends at school because we move a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When my dad is in jail, I just feel like I'm different from all other kids that have like parents and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Usually when you're on a sports team, your sports team pretty much becomes your family. So the girls on the volleyball team could pretty much be your sisters or be your close friends that you really need in your life right now.
Yeah, I feel like that would help me.
That's good. With all these steps that we're taking, we can't do them all at once. So the planner and probably volleyball we could do at once, or planner and kickboxing we could do, but I think volleyball and kickboxing together wouldn't be very good. It'd probably be a little overwhelming.
Okay.
So if you want to pick which one you want to do first.
Volleyball.
Volleyball?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we'll have to figure out a new method for you to get rid of your aggression.
Maybe hitting the balls.
Okay, that makes
might help.
sense. And maybe like spiking them over the net.
Yeah.
So if volleyball works for you and it helps you with your aggression, then maybe we don't even have to do the kickboxing class.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a slow, steady pace to get you to where you want to be.
Okay.
Because I can see that you're motivated and that you really want to work on getting on the right track in life and you really want to move on to a better state.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my life on the right path, because I've always fought, and my dad's been in jail basically since I was 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just used to him being in there. I just don't think it helps. But he's been like in and out. He's been in jail since I was 7.
Yeah, so he hasn't really been a stable figure in your life.
No, and he has drug problems, so that's why he's in there. My mom doesn't like me to be around him.
Yeah, so if you keep fighting and you keep going on the path that you are, that you might actually end up in jail.
Yeah, I don't really think about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you need to relate that your actions now could actually affect you later on in life, because if you get suspended from school or you get expelled from school, that goes in your record, and when you go get another school or you go get a job, they see that on your record, and they could be like, well, we don't want someone who acts out in high school to work in my workplace.
Yeah.
So So you just gotta keep that thought in your head that everything affects your future.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I'll go get you a planner, and we will talk to your mother about maybe the volleyball team, and you can go talk to your coach about trying out. And I think those are some pretty good steps to start with.
All right,
Does that sound good? Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Now we'll see you
too.
next